Welcome, everyone, to the Acronym Academy YouTube channel.
Great to be here.
Today, we are embarking on a really fascinating journey. We're diving deep into the world of acronyms.
That's right.
You know, you guys, our viewers, have shown a real interest in these, linguistic shortcuts.
Yeah, they pop up everywhere.
Absolutely. And we've compiled a huge stack of info to unpack them for you. Think of this as your ultimate decoder ring.
Like a guide to the alphabet soup.
Exactly, the stuff that surrounds us daily, on our phones, at work, everywhere. And our mission today isn't just listing 100 plus acronyms.
No, not just a list.
We want to really understand them, maybe find some surprising stories behind them too.
Definitely. Acronyms are sort of like Lego bricks for language, wouldn't you say?
Oh, I like that analogy. Little pieces that stand for bigger ideas.
Precisely. And while they feel really modern, because of texting and everything.
It seems like an internet thing.
Their history actually goes back quite a bit further than you might think. We've looked into linguistic research, how online communication evolved.
So you've done the homework.
We have, to bring everyone a really comprehensive look at this whole thing.
Okay, let's start right at the beginning then.
Yeah.
What exactly is an acronym? It sounds simple, but I have a feeling there's a catch.
There usually is with language, isn't there? Basically, an acronym is a shortened form, right? You take the first letter, sometimes the first syllable from each word in a phrase.
Okay.
And then, this is the key part, you pronounce that new short form as a single word.
Ah, like FOMO.
Exactly. Fear of missing out. We say FOMO, not FOMO.
Huh.
Or think of laser.
Right, laser. What does that even stand for again? It's long, right?
It is. Light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. But we just say laser.
Okay, so pronounced as a word.
Yeah.
How's that different from, say, BTW?
Great question. That's where initialisms come in.
All right.
With initialisms like BTW for, by the way, or CEO.
Chief Executive Officer.
Right. You say each letter, BTW, CEO. You're not making a new word out of them.
Got it. So acronym word, initialism, letters.
You nailed it. And just a quick tip while we're here.
Yeah.
You know how people say PIN number?
Yeah, I probably do that.
Well, the N in PIN already stands for number. Personal identification number. So PIN number is like saying number.
Okay, point taken, like ATM machine.
Exactly the same redundancy.
Good tip. Okay, so FOMO and laser are acronyms. BTW and CEO are initialisms. VIPs of the letter world.
Nice way to put it.
Now, you mentioned this history, that it goes back further than we think. Tell me more.
It really does. It feels so tied to the internet, but the first known English acronyms actually showed up, get this, in 1879.
No way. 1879, what were they for?
Telegraph code for the United Press Association. It was all about saving characters, even back then.
Wow.
Things like SCOTUS Supreme Court of the United States.
SCOTUS is that old.
Apparently so. And POT for President of the United States, which later, evolved into POOTS.
SCOTUS, yeah. So this need for speed, for efficiency in language, it's not new at all.
Not at all. It has quite a long history.
So 1879, that's like finding out your smartphone has a steam engine inside?
Yeah.
What happened between then and now to make them explode like they have?
Well, a couple of big things. The World Wars, particularly World War II, were a huge catalyst.
Military stuff.
Yeah, the need for really quick, clear communication. Think OWAL, absent without leave, and radar. That was massive. Radio detection and ranging.
Radar feels like such a modern word.
It does, but it came out of that wartime necessity. And it wasn't just a shortcut. It represented a whole new technology. In fact, the word acronym itself really only caught on around 1943, probably because of this wartime boom.
Okay, that makes sense. Wars push technology and apparently language shortcuts. What next?
Then, the big one, the digital revolution. Computers, the internet, then texting, social media.
The floodgates opened.
Completely. It was like pouring gasoline on the fire.
Especially with early Twitter character limits. Right?
Yeah.
You had to be brief.
Exactly. Our research showed that platforms like that forced people to get creative with brevity. How much can you say in 140 characters?
It became a skill.
It did. And, some sources even suggest it created a kind of in-group language, a bit of a secret code for people online.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so the internet unleashed this jungle of abbreviations. It feels overwhelming sometimes.
It really can be.
Maybe we can try and tame the jungle a bit, put them into categories.
Absolutely. Thinking about where you see them helps a lot. We can look at, common everyday ones, work ones, government, tech, even brands.
Okay, let's do that. Start with the basics. Common everyday acronyms, the ones we see constantly. ASAP.
As soon as possible. Can't escape that one.
Boo go.
Buy one, get one. Music to a shopper's ears.
FOMO, we covered that. What about GIF?
Ah, yes. Graphics interchange format. The eternal debate.
Is it GIF or GIF? Let's not start that.
Probably wise. But it's a perfect example of an everyday tech acronym. Then you have things like GOAT,
Greatest of all time.
JPEG for images, KISS.
Keep it simple, stupid.
That's the one. Laser, we mentioned. PIN, radar, scuba.
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Another one that just sounds like a word.
Totally. Sonar, taser. Oh, taser's interesting.
You mentioned that earlier. What was it again?
Tommy Swift electric rifle.
Get out. Really?
Yeah.
After a book character.
Yep. Named after a series of kids' science fiction adventure books. It's amazing how the acronym just took over.
That is amazing. VIN number on a car. Wait, no, just VIN.
Haha, exactly. Vehicle identification number. YOLO.
You only live once. The battle cry of a generation, maybe.
Perhaps. And ZIP code.
Oh, Zone Improvement Plan. I actually knew that one.
Nice. So yeah, those are the everyday players.
Okay, moving on. The workplace. This feels like learning a new language sometimes. D and K.
Double income, no kids, often used in marketing or demographics.
Gap. Sounds important.
Generally accepted accounting principles. Very important if you're in finance. It's the rule book.
HIPPO. Like the animal.
Ha, no. Highest paid person's opinion. It's a bit cynical sometimes.
Ah, I see. And PTIDA. I think I know this one.
Pain in the A. A less formal one, definitely, for frustrating things or people.
Right. SMART goals. That one seems useful.
Very. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. It's actually a really helpful framework, not just jargon.
Yeah, you've used that. SNFFU.
Situation normal, all fouled up.
Oh.
Or a slightly stronger F word, usually. Another military crossover.
Ah, okay. SOP.
Standard operating procedure. The official way to do things. SWMS.
Not sure.
Safe work method statement, big in workplace safety.
Okay. The thing with workplace acronyms, though.
Yeah.
You can sound really smart if everyone knows them, but totally confusing if they don't.
Exactly. It's like an inside joke. You gotta know your audience. Assuming everyone's in the know can definitely backfire.
Good point. Okay, next category. Military and government. We mentioned AWOL, radar, POTUS.
Right. And SCOTUS. These often carry a lot of weight. BOLO.
Be on the lookout, like in police shows.
Yep. Continental U.S.
Continental U.S.
Right. FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, huge during disasters. FLOTUS, First Lady.
Oh boy.
Freedom of Information Act.
FUBAR, similar to SNAFU, but worse. Fouled up beyond all recognition.
Ouch. High pay. That's medical privacy.
Correct. Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act.
Yeah.
Very important. HUD is Housing and Urban Development. IC Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Yeah,
JAG.
Judge Advocate General. Military lawyers.
Exactly. NAFTA, the trade agreement, now replaced but still known. NASA, of course.
National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Iconic.
OSHA for workplace safety, SWAT for police units, WIC for nutritional support.
Wow, government loves its acronyms.
Efficiency and sometimes maybe a bit of bureaucratic habit, you know?
Makes sense. Let's switch gears to tech. This is where my brain starts to melt sometimes. AJX.
Asynchronous JavaScript and XML. It's a web development thing, makes pages more interactive, basic.
Didn't you say that was like an early coding language?
Yeah. Beginner's all-purpose symbolic instruction code. Really influential. BIOS. Basic input-output system. The thing that boots up your computer.
Spot on. It's the first spark. CAPTCH. Those annoying squiggly letters.
Yes. Completely automated public Turing test to tell computers and humans apart. Quite a mouthful.
It is. FiOS from Verizon. Fiber optic service. JSON is for data exchange. LAN.
Local area network, like
Yeah.
your home Wi-Fi setup.
Yep. MAXI address on your devices. Media access control. RAM and ROM.
Random access memory and read-only memory. Computer basics.
SOST. Software as a service, like using Google Docs instead of buying Microsoft Word on a desk.
Ah, okay. SIM card in your phone.
Subscriber identity module. WYSIG.
What you see is what you get, like in old website editors.
Exactly. Tech is just built on these.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, what about brands? This is fun. Aflac, The Duck.
American Family Life Assurance Company of Columbus. The Duck definitely helped.
Hey,
Up
he's
it's
right.
American Express. FedEx.
Federal Express. So obvious when you hear it. FUBU.
For us, by us. A fashion brand statement. Jairo.
Government Employees Insurance Company. But they sell to everyone now.
Right. IKEA. You told me this one.
Ingvar Kamprad, Elmterrid Agunnarid. Founder Farm Village.
So cool. Lego,
Oh, I don't know, Lego.
from the Danish leg god, meaning play well.
Nice. MAC Cosmetics.
Makeup art cosmetics, Nabisco.
National Biscuit Company. Makes sense. NASDAQ.
National Association of Securities Dealers Automated Quotations. Stock Exchange Tech. Necco. The Candy Wafers. New England Confectionery Company. ASAB, the car. Svenska Aeroplan Aktiebolaget. Swedish Airplane Company. They started with planes.
Whoa, Yahoo.
Yet another hierarchical officious oracle. A bit cheeky.
Love that. Okay. Organizations doing good work. CARE.
Cooperative for Assistance and Relief Everywhere. DARE.
Drug Abuse Resistance Education.
Yeah.
MADD.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving. NATO, we mentioned. OPEC. Oil countries. Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. PETA.
People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. UNESCO and UNICEF are UN bodies.
Right. United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization and United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund.
Education has its own set, too. ESSA, FAFSA.
Every Student Succeeds Act. And free application for federal student aid, super important for U.S. college students.
FERPA idea.
Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. Individuals with Disabilities Education Act.
STEAM and STEM.
Science, tech, engineering, arts, and math. Or just STEM without the arts. Big focus areas. TESOL, TOEFL, teaching English to speakers of other languages. Test of English as a foreign language, important for international students.
And medical, very acronym heavy. AIDS, COVID-19.
Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Coronavirus disease 2019. LASIK eye surgery.
Laser-assisted in situ keratomelusis. Wow. MRSA. The infection.
Methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus and Pneumococci for babies. Neonatal intensive care unit. SARS, another virus. Severe acute respiratory syndrome. Chiari is acid reflux. Sudden sudden infant death syndrome. Precision is key here.
Absolutely. Even entertainment isn't safe. ABBA.
Agnetha, Bjorn, Benny, Anifree, their first names. Simple.
BAFTA. British awards.
British Academy of Film and Television Arts. EJOT, the Big Four Awards. Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. The Grand Slam. EPCI at Disney. Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. Walt's Original Vision.
IMAX.
Image Maximum, Museum of Modern Art. SAG is Screen Actors Guild. TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival.
Sports too. ESKY. FIFA. NASCAR.
Excellence in Sports Performance Yearly Award. Federation Internationale de Football Association. National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing. They're everywhere.
Okay, brace yourself. Internet and texting slang. This is the Wild West.
It really is. Constantly changing. Where do we even start expressing emotions? LOL.
Laughing out loud. The classic. TFW.
That feeling when, usually followed by a relatable situation. IDC. ILY. BRB.
I don't care, I love you. Be right back. Texting 101.
Opinions. IMO. 2BH. FTW.
In my opinion, to be honest, for the win.
Reactions to absurdity. WTF. SMH.
What the F? Shaking my head. Yeah.
Disclaimers. INLA. AFAI. FYI. TLDR.
I am not a lawyer, as far as I know. For your information. Too long. Didn't read. Love that one.
Me too. Attracting attention. IRL. TIL.
In real life, today I learned notifications. OMW TTYL.
On my way. Talk to you later. Warnings. NSFW.
Not safe for work. Crucial. Requests. TIA.
Thanks in advance. And you mentioned QQ for crying.
Yeah, from Warcraft. That's amazing.
Shows the weird and wonderful origins sometimes.
And social media platforms themselves. TTIGYTLI TWSCFB.
TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, or X, Snapchat, Facebook. We know them instantly.
Plus the slang on those platforms.
Yeah.
GRWM, OOTD, POV.
Get ready with me. Outfit of the day, point of view, Staples video content.
Add me. Aesthetic.
Hey,
A.S.
bring a
Sandra.
sprint me. Aesthetic is just the vibe. Autonomous sensory meridian response, the tingly videos.
Dooluloo. DM Finsta.
Like dead from laughing, delusional direct message, fake Insta account.
Goat HBD, HMU, ICYMI, IKR. A mile a minute.
Greatest of all time, happy birthday. Hit me up in case you missed it, I know, right?
LMAO, Loki, MBD, NSFW, OG.
Laughing my A off, kinda subtle, no big deal, not safe for work, original gangster, or just original.
OMG, OMW, OP, PFP, ratio.
Oh my god, on my way, original poster, profile picture getting ratioed as bad engagement on Twitter X.
Red flag, Riz, SMH, SUS, TBD.
A warning sign in relationships, charisma charm. Shaking my head, suspicious, to be determined.
DFW, TGIF, TLER, TTYL, UGC, WFH, YOLO. We've hit some already.
That feeling when, thank God it's Friday, too long, didn't read, talk to you later, user-generated content, work from home, you only live once. It's a whole dictionary.
And businesses use them on social media too. API, B2B, B2C,
Application programming interface, business to business, business to consumer, foundational stuff.
CMS, CPC, CR, CTR, CTA. Feels like marketing class.
Content management system, cost per click, conversion rate, click-through rate, call to action, all key metrics.
Customer experience, experience keys, authoritativeness, trustworthiness for SEO, Europay MasterCard, Visa, chip cards, file transfer protocol, hypertext markup language, web pages.
KPI, MOM, OS, PLG, PPC.
Key performance indicator, month over month, operating system, product-led growth, pay-per-click advertising, ROI, RSS, SOS, SEM SEO.
Return on investment, really simple syndication feeds, software as a service, search engine marketing, search engine optimization, huge in digital business.
Smart, SMB, SMM, SOV.
Search engine results page, the goal framework again, small and medium-sized business, social media marketing, share of voice.
SWOT, TOS, UI, URL, UTM. Almost there.
Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats analysis, terms of service, user interface, uniform resource locator, web address, merchant tracking module for analytics.
VPN, WOM your why, done.
Virtual private network, word of mouth, year over year. Phew, that's a lot of business jargon.
It is. Okay, quick recap then. We touched on this, but just to nail it down. Acronym versus initialism versus abbreviation.
Right. Think of abbreviation as the big umbrella category, any shortened word or phrase.
Like doctor for doctor, et cetera for et cetera.
Exactly. Now, under that umbrella, you have two special types. Initialisms are abbreviations where you say each letter.
FBI, CEO, BTW.
Perfect. And acronyms are abbreviations you pronounce as a single new word.
NASA, FOMO, SCUBA.
You've got it. The pronunciation is the main way to tell acronyms and initialisms apart.
Okay, that makes total sense now. So the big question, when do we use them? And when should we maybe, hold back?
It all comes down to context, really, and your audience.
Right. Will the person I'm talking to actually know what FEMA or SOS means?
Precisely. If you're confident they will, like in an email to colleagues who use those terms daily, go for it. It saves time, it's efficient.
But if I'm writing for a general audience or someone new to the field,
probably better to spell it out, at least the first time. You can always define it and then use the acronym afterwards, like search engine optimization, SEO, is crucial.
Right. Define it first. That's smart.
Yeah. And in really formal settings, like maybe a legal document or a very formal speech, spelling things out often just looks better, clearer. Overdoing acronyms can feel like you're speaking in code, like jargon.
Creates a barrier.
It can, yeah. Clarity should always be the goal.
Wow. Okay. We have seriously gone down the rabbit hole on acronyms today. Over 100 of them. I feel like my brain has been decoded a bit.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. But hopefully you, our viewers, feel a bit more confident navigating this sea of capital letters now.
It really is fascinating how language changes and adapts, isn't it? Especially with technology pushing things so fast.
Absolutely. It's all about finding shortcuts for communication and connection.
So turning it over to you watching, what stood out the most? Any acronym origins totally surprise you? Like Taser or Lego?
Or maybe there are acronyms we didn't cover that you're curious about. Let us know.
Yeah, definitely drop your thoughts and questions in the comments below. We really read them.
We do. Your feedback helps us figure out what you find interesting, what other linguistic mysteries we should tackle next time.
And hey, if you found this deep dive helpful or maybe just entertaining,
hopefully both,
please give a video a like, share it with anyone else you know who gets baffled by acronyms, and definitely subscribe to the Acronym Academy channel.
We've got more explorations into language and knowledge coming your way. Let us know what topics you'd like to see.
Okay, final thought before we wrap up.
Ooh, I like a final thought.
As we all get better and faster at using acronyms, how do you think that changes how we actually, think or process information? Does it make things shallower or just different?
That's a really interesting question. Does compressing language compress thought? Or does it free it up? Something to mull over.
Definitely something to think about as you're scrolling through your feed later.
For sure. Well, thanks for diving in with us.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time.